shit, I can't believe any of it. I'm gonna take it to the next level, cause I don't know what the hell the next level is. I'm gonna sit right here, I'm gonna talk about what the hell's going in my head, dear.
Hey, and welcome to another Brad Tragic video. Wow, a lot has changed since our last video. One, I moved, so I completely moved, so that's one of the reasons why it's taken me a long time to get videos uploaded and such like that. The other is I started FBA, so I talked about that I was going to start FBA. I wasn't lying. I knew it was going to happen, and I've actually sent out my 4th box today. Well, yeah, 3 and 4 was today, and the 4th box wasn't very big, but, you know, I sent out, in that box, there was a 25-pound box in the mix there, probably about 23, 24, but I always go a little bit higher, pay a little bit extra shipping just to make sure, you know, wasn't off on the weight or something with my scale, so, yeah, basically I paid for a 25-pound box, so, pretty good, about 50 items I sent out today. I think I'm at the 100 unit mark that's in Amazon currently. So, you know, if that tells you, you know, where I'm at in terms of my FBA business, you know, that's kind of like, you know, what it is, you know. But I want to talk about some things, some bumps in the road. Last night I had a huge, sorry about that spike in the volume right there, but I had a huge problem that happened. And basically what the problem was that you know, I got to the point and I had, you know, 50 items. I had 52 technically. And I hit, you know, confirm shipment, whatever, you know, and setting up the, you know, the shipment plans and, you know, my shipments. And it popped up and sent it to, I believe, 3 different destinations. I'm just like, oh, crap. And it's like, you know, well, I can get rid of the one if I finalize it and just, you know, send out those. But I broke it up into 2, and I'm like, man, I really like to send it in 1. And I know some people probably are out there, they already have the answer if you've been doing FBA for a while, but I didn't figure this out for a while. So what I did was I deleted the shipments, and I was like, okay. And I then read something when it said something, if you select all of them, and then you hit, you know, send, whatever, it'll put it all into one, it'll send to one building. So I did that. Well, now it's got me sending it to 3 different buildings, 5 different boxes. So I'm like, what? Why? What the heck's going on here? So that's when I got frustrated, and I'm like, how can I do this? And the only thing I could think of was, I'm at a stopping point. I can't go any further. I'm, you know, I cannot, I've actually hit a wall, and I can't do anything. So I have to contact seller support. And that's what you got to think about, you know. And I'm going to really push this to people who are just starting FBA. You know, if you ever hit a brick wall, and you can't figure out something on Amazon, you know, with FBA, you know, just, you know, contact seller support. You know, I did chat. Email, it takes forever. I don't like email because they don't respond back very promptly. You know, get them on chat or get them on a phone call. I'm sure a phone call is probably just as fast as a chat. But you can chat online. You don't even have to talk to the person, you know, actually. You can just get on chat. And I mean, it was pretty, you know, it was just like a regular conversation. He talked back and forth with me. You know, Bernard was a nice guy. So if you ever talk to Bernard in seller support, you know you got a good guy working with you. He'll solve your problems before you get off the phone with it, or off the chat thing with him. So, pretty good. And basically what he explained to me was, and if you didn't know, I'm trying to think what exactly that word is, some kind of displacement shipment, or something like that, where that's your default in FBA, where it automatically just ships it to, you know, whatever the best FC send your shipment to. But you can actually, you know, get inventory placement, and that's what I decided to put myself into. And I mean, you can switch it at any time. You know, if I only have, you know, 1 or 2 items, you know, I can always go in, you know, delete my shipment and probably just switch right back to it. But I went ahead and switched it to inventory placement. Now, what this does is guarantees that you're going to only have to send it to 1 warehouse. You don't know what warehouse that's going to be, but it doesn't really matter. As long as you have to send all your items out to 1 warehouse. Now, this morning, I ended up having to ship out to, you know, the same warehouse, but I had to send 2 boxes. Just because I don't know if, like, I think 1 box was basically like prep items and things like that. That's why. and the other one was, you know, just normal stuff, which some of them did need prep in there, but, you know, Amazon's weird. So, you know, I did say I want to prep on the items, though, so when they scan it, they'll know I need prep. Um, very, very weird how that everything's set up like that. If anybody ever has problems with sticker problems and wants your items just stickered, let me know, because I'm trying to figure out that process, because I said I wanted something stickered, and then it went to the next step, and it wasn't allowing me to say I wanted this certain item stickered. It was like a magazine or a price guide or something like. I can't remember what exactly it was. I think it was like some kind of like a cookbook or something. It was a book, and they wouldn't let me have them sticker it, so I don't understand what was going on there. But yeah, they'll have to re-sticker it, because it's probably not going to scan when it gets there. So, with that being said, I want to move into another topic. So that was my shipment adventure. I got it shipped out today. Really cool. I like the place that I go to now to, you know, drop off my shipments, because it's really awesome, because you just go there, you take your boxes in, you drop them off, and basically, you know, it's done. You know, you're done. You just go there and hand them their boxes, and they take care of the rest. You know, they hold them there until UPS picks them up. You know, it's really cool. And I know that's probably nothing different from anyone else, but I just think it's neat that you can do everything at home, and then all you have to do is drop it off at a location, and you're done. That's the equivalent. You don't ever have to talk to anybody. You never have to put any other money in somebody's hand anymore with FBA. You know, that's what's great about it. So now I want to move on to another subject, and this subject's going to be kind of broad and out there, but I want to talk about something, and I really do want feedback on this. You know, if somebody else is having success with another website, please let me know, because I want to know if things work outside of eBay. So that's what I'm going to do. Outside of eBay, what are your successes? And Amazon. Yeah, we're not counting Amazon, but I know some people have, you know, they have eBay to go to for other items they can't sell on Amazon. You know, but do you have success on other websites? You know, and don't talk about Craigslist. Everybody talks about Craigslist. Like, I get no traction on Craigslist whatsoever, and maybe it's because I want to sell like clothes and jackets and things like that. I get no traction at all on stuff. So, if you get traction on there, great. But I'm talking about other websites. You know, I mean, does anybody else have success with Bonanza.com? You know, OnlineAuction.com. You know, eBid.net. You know, iOffer.com. You know, do you guys have any success with that whatsoever? You know, let me know if any websites like that, WebBids, you know, do you guys have any, you know, success with any of those auctions? I'm looking at onlineauctions.com, and I'm really considering it, because I think that that might actually be a possibility, and I do think they get traffic, but I'm not exactly sure. So I'm kind of looking for confirmation, you know. And I always get these jackasses that comment down below like, oh, I would just stick with eBay. I can't sell on eBay, folks. You know, it's like I would sell on eBay if I could, but I can't. You know, I could sell on eBay, but I can't take anything because everybody wants to pay you with PayPal. And I can't take PayPal because PayPal is the biggest joke in the world. You know, if you've been around for just like a year selling, then you don't understand what we had to go through back in the day with PayPal. It was a bitch. And I'm sorry for the language, but yeah, it was a bitch. And it still is a bitch for people back then, because we can't do anything, because PayPal and eBay were like counterproductive toward each other, you know, back in the day. And it just wasn't, I don't know, it's like some people probably think that these people are just stupid. But I'm one of the people who, you know, I really didn't do anything. I got screwed over by a person in Italy and basically, you know, screwed over my PayPal account. And that basically took my PayPal account away, for the most part. You know, took away my entire, you know, buying and selling, basically, privileges with PayPal because of this guy. Because eBay doesn't have anything in place to protect the seller. You know, it's all about the buyer. The buyer said they didn't get it, you know. All I'm going to say is it involved a $300 trading card game card, Yu-Gi-Oh card. So that's what led me to say F it, and, you know, it just led to a bunch of different things that eventually ended up getting me kicked off of PayPal and things like that, you know, which was stupid, you know, because I hate PayPal, and I just think eBay needs to go a different route at some point in time. But anyway, getting back to the point, does anybody have any success with any of the other, things? I tried Bonanza.com. I kind of stick on there for a little bit, just because it's free. You don't have to pay anything really. If you sell, I've only sold like 3 or 4 things the entire time I've been on there, and I've been on there for like a year and a half, probably going on 2. Listia is great, but you don't get no money. Listia is awesome. Listia.com, Listia.com. They're really good, but you don't get no money. You can get money orders, you can get postal money orders, but that's even if they send you a postal money order. Then you can cash it there. But I think onlineauction.com may be the answer to what I'm looking for, because you have to pay, I think it's like $8 a month, and you can sell up to, I think it's like 800 items or 500 items, something like that. And that's pretty good right there. And there's no listing fees. There may be a final value fee. I think that's it though. I don't even know if there's a final value fee. I don't think there is. But it's really good. And I think it gets enough traffic. But I just don't know. I'm kind of debating whether it's good or not. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking about. It's $8 a month. So I don't think it's that bad. It's kind of like eBay.net. I tried eBay.net, a while back, and I didn't really find anything. So with that was my little off topic, So I'm just still kind of searching for that little thing, because I need my eBay niche, and I would love to sell clothing. I would love to do that, but I just don't have a place to do it. I might try Bonanza and kind of just, put the price up there that people are selling on eBay and see what happens. See if I can get a price going. Because I think they do get Google Shopping kind of links in with it. So, it does you kind of do get traffic off of there. So, the next thing I want to talk about is, thinking outside the box. And I'm not going to make this a huge video, but, this is the first video I've done in a very, very long time. So, I want to give some topics out there that really get people thinking and want to, come and watch and listen to my videos, my little podcast, I guess what you call them. So, thinking outside the box, and this is what I was, and people can steal this idea, I don't care, because the other day, I thought about this, and, actually about a couple weeks ago, a month ago, something like that, I thought about this idea, and I was thinking about, I remember coffee mugs was like the big, coffee cups, whatever, was the big thing, probably about, 6 months ago. That's what everybody was talking about, coffee mugs. They're selling for 25, 35, even the little small ones, 15, 20, and they're still, I guess, selling pretty good, decently. So, my thought was, how could you sell some of the cheaper items at Goodwill, like coffee mugs, but sell them massively? And how could you do that on Amazon? And my thought came, well, if you could get a bunch of boxes that were really small, and you had a prep pattern for all of them, like coffee mugs would be prepped basically the same way. So you could prep those son of the guns and get them in Amazon, put a UPC on there, create a new listing for every mug you get. There you go. You have something set right there. So then I started to think even more deeper and kept thinking to myself, there's a lot of things that we never touch at Goodwill. And that's what got me really thinking. It's like, there is nothing in Goodwill probably that we cannot sell online. Really, if you think about it, there's nothing in Goodwill store that we cannot sell online. The only thing I would probably say that we could not, would be the big items, the furniture items. And then you could move those on Craigslist if you wanted to. But they usually price them pretty good. So I don't know if you would be able to flip them on Craigslist very much. But I'm sure you could find furniture in Goodwill to flip. But maybe you have to refurbish it a little bit, or just make sure it's really nice. Clean it up really good. Before you sell it. But it probably wouldn't take much. So that kind of, it got me thinking a lot. Think about all those baskets that Amazon gets. And I know maybe if your Goodwill doesn't have all those baskets, I know maybe it's something else. Maybe you get like wooden ashtrays or something like that. Maybe it's something like that. There's people out there that would probably buy like a crazy looking ashtray that looks like, somebody that was drunk, in college made or something. I bet somebody would probably pay $20 for something that looks crazy like that. So, I would definitely, think about things that, you normally wouldn't pick up. I mean, you could buy UPCs, on, online. And here's the thing: if people want to talk about you buy UPCs, you can buy them on Amazon. There's only like 2 sellers on Amazon that I've seen so far. Somebody knows of somebody else, let me know. But I'm not actually talking about the UPCs you can use to create products. That's what I'm talking about. I know there's other things on there where you can actually buy like printed barcodes. That ain't what we need here. We're talking about ones you can create products with. But eBay, I mean, I heard there's more than a few sellers on eBay doing it, I heard. But oh man, it's getting late. If anybody doesn't know, it's like pouring down rain. It's been raining all day here in Tennessee. Wow. Anyways, yeah. But getting back to the point, there's so many things you could sell online. So I wanted to put that out there. Think outside the box. Something you might not think that maybe you can sell online. On Amazon or whatever. Just look at the restrictions. Can you sell something like that? You have to get approval. Maybe it's worth getting approval in it. Maybe you have to try. Maybe you should try and get approval in it. I actually was kind of angry. There was actually a oil filter or some kind of filter for a car. I'm not very aficionado in car stuff, but there was a Fram filter. It looked like it was brand new. I mean, I took it out of the box and was looking at it. It looked brand new. Then I'm thinking to myself, wait, I can't sell automotive on Amazon. They won't let you. You have to get approval on that. And it's like, I just have one item. I'm not going to try and get approval for it. That's stupid. So, then it kind of left me, I was like, well, I can't buy it because I can't resell it. So that kind of left me there in the dark. I couldn't do anything with that. But like I said, there's a lot of things in, Goodwill. You're going to find a lot. And, don't just hit up Goodwill. There's a lot of, here's a good idea to think about too is, always be on the lookout for little small thrift shops and stuff because, they're going to, have, probably inventory that's been sitting there for a long time. Especially if you haven't found it in a while and you just found that store and maybe, you notice, you're in there and maybe one or two people are, maybe one or two people are, maybe, one or two people are, in there and that's it, and you. So, that's where you got to think about, man, this is a store that doesn't even get traffic very much. I've got to come back here and hit the store up, because there's probably a lot of things, and maybe your first 2-3 times, you still didn't look at everything in the store, and you walked out of there, maybe you spent, 25 bucks on some items, maybe less, and you found good stuff. You found profitable items, and, you've been back there 2 or 3 times, you keep on finding stuff, and you notice that nothing has really came in, not too much, and it's basically the same inventory, and that's what you think about as well, it's like, how do they get their inventory, do they buy it? Do they get it from old yard sales? Do they get it from donations? What do they get their items from? Maybe you should ask, where do you get your items, and just ask, where they get most of their, inventory from, and ask them, because, you go to a lot of thrift stores a lot, and, you're always looking for new places to find stuff. And you don't need to tell them you're a reseller, you don't need to do that. And if you're scanning stuff, just, all you gotta do is just be, I guess, be nice to the people in the stores, and they're not going to care if you scan. If you think about it, here's the way I think about Goodwill. It's like, if anybody ever would come up to you and say something bad about you scanning stuff, just be nice. There's ways of hiding that you're, you can just blatantly lie to them and say that, no, I'm not scanning things. And you can flip your phone, whatever, and turn off the Profit Bandit, probably in an instant. And they would never know. You just got to be sneaky about it. If, you find a store that, they don't really want you to do that. That, or you just may have to up your picking skill, to really know what you're looking for, and then buy low at that store. That's what you got to think. Or, like I said, just be sneaky and be, leery of, everything like that. I don't like to go somewhere, and, I've only just started, and I really don't like to be very, very obvious in what I'm doing. So always kind of hide what I'm doing because I don't want somebody to see, well, what in the world what do you have on your phone? What are you doing, And I've only been in there a couple times doing this, so nobody's really came up to me yet. So I'm hoping nothing happens like that. But I am going to venture into a couple new stores this coming week, and I'm hoping that things are gonna come down a little bit, and I'll start to find some more stuff. Um, my budget is a little bit low right now, so I mean, once I've got a decent amount of money, but I'm hoping to push more and more and more. And another question out there is for you guys, and I'm throwing a lot of questions out of you guys. I want responses. I want to invoke responses from the audience. But one thing I want to throw out there is, how many of your wives or your husbands, whoever, whatever sex you are, if you have a spouse or a significant other or a boyfriend that lives with you, whatever, do they get involved in what you do? Do they understand what you are as a reseller? Do they understand the business, or are they just they're just totally blind? They don't understand, and they're just they don't understand what you're doing. And I know from a personal side of this is that my wife really doesn't understand what I do and what I want to do, and she doesn't understand FBA as a whole. And I sit there and try to explain to her, this book I'm going to buy this book for, I bought this book for $2. I'm going to flip it for like $40. I did find a book this past week. Like I said, I just started, and I'm starting to find a few books like that, and it was in pretty good shape. But yeah, I mean, the general perception is, stay out of the fiction section. But I mean, I was looking at some of the fiction ones, and I mean, I wasn't really finding anything. So I mean, the general perception is to do that. But what is your, like I said, what's your partner, what's your significant other, boyfriend, lives with you, whatever? What do they think about it? How do they act around you and your business? And do they think it's ludicrous? Do they think it's awesome? Do they help you with it? I kind of like to know, because I mean, it's kind of interesting, and from a personal perspective, it would help me. Maybe try and explain it to my wife. And everything that I do. And I also wanted to take this time and talk to you about some of the things I found. And I know it's not a video where you can't see the finds and everything like that, but I can explain them to you, and I can tell you what I found. And a lot of things I take home, I list them right on Amazon, or I try and ship it out as fast as possible. So I don't really have them here to show you, currently. I do want to do haul videos, and I'll probably do one here shortly, probably in the next few days. So you will see some actual haul videos that I will shoot. I actually plan on taking the camera with me probably every single time I go out from now on. And I'll shoot a little haul video in the Goodwill parking lot probably before I head home. Because this is actually a pretty parking lot. It's actually like in a big shopping center where it's at. And there's actually another, like, kind of, I don't know what you call it, like a kind of like an antique store where they drop stuff off. But really, they have this, it's mainly junk in there. It's not really like antique. There is some antique stuff in there, but it's a mixture. So that has that also in there. So that's pretty good that I can hit that one as well as hit Goodwill. And usually I will go into there first, and then I hit Goodwill. So because Goodwill's so big and it'll take for me forever. But I know I checked their place out, and I only got, I know I sold a couple things off of there that I bought there. I sold one of the books I got off of there. The other one is still in FBA currently, I believe. But yeah, I will be doing that. So let's talk about what I found. So let's talk about the experiences I've had so far as an FBA seller and what I picked up. So I had an experience at Profit Bandit, and I just want to show just really, really quick is make sure your settings are set up before you start using Profit Bandit. This is a mistake I made, and I don't know if it's something really stupid or if other people have had this trouble at the beginning stages or not, but I didn't have them set up right, and I was wondering, like, I'm sitting there scanning stuff, and I wish it would have worked, because I think I passed up on a bunch of items because I did not understand how to set things up. But I was scanning items, and I was like, man, why does this say like $30, $40, but it's not coming up as a profitable item on my Profit Bandit? And it doesn't make sense, because I remember seeing an item that on FBA it was going 39, 49, 59, 109, 129, and I went past it because it didn't say it was making a profit. I didn't understand what I was doing. And I know some people are out there going, what? What? You should have went back and scanned every book in that area. But no, I didn't do that, actually. When I went back this last time, I kind of spot checked and did a lot of stuff because I was just starting. I just needed to get something to send in the FBA because I only had like 27 items, 29 items. I think I sent 29 items my first time. And a lot of that stuff was just, magazine. Oh, not actually, no, I didn't send any of my magazines the first time. It was all my media stuff. So, yeah, I'm pausing for a second because somebody came out of my apartment building. Anyways, I didn't know if they were going to see me talking to myself. Anyways, the adventures you do making YouTube videos. But I did find some good stuff. I found, the one book I found was something about a retirement community, and that's one I just sent out earlier this morning, and I got it for, I think I paid $3 for it, or maybe like $2. I think it was like $1.50, because everything was half off, and I think I paid it was $3 on the Goodwill tag, and I spent $1.50 on it. Because the first time, and this time actually when I spent like 11, 12, I think I spent like $10 and some cents, and I walked out with like 3 bags full of stuff, and that's actually pretty good. And I know some people out there are like, you only spent $11. Well, I mean, that was really my budget, so I only gave myself $10 to spend that time because we were kind of low on money, but I wanted to get something, so I was like, so let me get $10 worth of stuff, and then I held it until I got paid again, so that I can actually ship it out. So, if anybody understands my budget, and they may be saying, well, maybe you shouldn't be doing FBA if you don't have enough money to do that. Well, there is certain things that you can do. If you have a small budget, you can do FBA. You just gotta, budget yourself, and do certain things at a time, stockpile inventory and then send it in. You can slowly get inventory in Amazon, and that's kind of what I'm doing. But, I will have a bankroll, shortly because, I am getting things built up. So eventually, things will start to sell, I'm seeing, and I've got quite a bit of items. So the first time I went in, I found a Game Boy, an old retro Game Boy. It was a Prima Guide. If you don't know what Prima Guide is, then evidently you're not a gamer. A Prima Guide, or Prima Guide, whatever you want to call it, for Game Boy. Old black and white Game Boy, the regular Game Boy. So it's pretty good. I think it was going for, I think I put it up for $9.99 or $10.99 FBA. It was in probably good condition. There was some kind of, it showed wear. It definitely showed wear. But it was pretty good. It was pretty good shape. I'm trying to think, did I find anything else that time? I think I got some VHS tapes or something that time. I think that's all I got. I think I got the Game Boy book, the Game Boy game, and then I think I got, and then I found some sealed movies. I got Quest on VHS, which is a kind of random Jean-Claude Van Damme. I can't even say his name. Van Damme, the actor. And it's kind of rare on VHS, evidently, because, or at least there's not a lot of sellers on FBA, because it's going for, so if you see that movie, there you go, light it up. The cheapest seller on there was around like $10 or $7 or $8. So I think I put it on there for like $8 to keep it pretty steady. But that was a pretty good find. I also got some others that maybe weren't so great finds, but I got a Scooby-Doo VHS tape, and I wasn't sure how rare it is, and I did look it up. They do have a DVD copy of it out, so I don't know how collectible or if anybody's going to want to buy it. I also got City of Angels on VHS, and this was basically, I got to the VHS, and that's where I had my problem with the Profit Bandit, and I was having troubles messing up with it, but I was just basically said screw it, and I just started picking, normal picking, just looking for stuff, and I was looking for sealed VHS tapes that I thought would sell, and I actually went this last time, and I'm kind of jumping ahead of myself here, but I was looking at stuff on another website, and I was like, and I saw something, I think it was Titanic VHS, the 2 VHS collection of it, and I didn't pick it up because I'm like, it's freaking Titanic. You know, they're not going to buy this on VHS. And I look it up on Amazon, and I'm not even kidding you. Like, I'm pretty sure it's going for like $10 on FBA or more. And I'm like, crap. I'm like, if that's there, when I go back, I'm gonna have to pick that up because like that's pretty good profit right there, you know. So yeah, that's definitely a good profit there. So I'm gonna have to do, you know, I'm gonna have to pick that up if they still have it. And I think they've had it a couple times, so I went in there. So something I'll probably pick up next time if it's still sitting there. And this time when I went there, I'll kind of jump ahead of myself and go ahead and go to the VHS I found this time. Oh, and last time I found The Cat from Outer Space, which is kind of a rare, I guess, Disney movie because I don't even know if it's on DVD right now. The Cat from Outer Space. It has the dude from Three's Company. I think that's his name, or The Odd Couple. That guy. I can't remember which one it was. He's in one of those. I'm thinking that's the guy. I mean, if you see the guy, you would know who he is. But anyway, he's in a Disney movie, and it's about some cat from outer space. It's pretty cool. But I mean, it's even said on the package. It even said on there how much it was worth, and it said $11.99, and that's how much it was basically going for on Amazon, brand new. I mean, this thing was sealed. It looked like. I mean, I know exactly where it came from. It came from FYE. That's what it looked like it came from. So, you know, it came from FYE, and you know, I got it and I just resold it. The other one what was the other one sealed? There was another one I thought I found sealed. I can't remember what the other one was. I can't remember. So fast forward to this past time when I got the $11 worth of stuff. Basically, I got a SpongeBob tape, which wasn't going for a lot, and I scanned it. I'm like, no way, this is not even going to be worth it. I scanned it, and it came up like it was like $3 or $4 profit. I'm like, well, you know, I can't really be choosy right now, so I can get it and I can turn around and flip it for, you know, to put it on sale for $5.99, $6.99 on you know, Amazon, so I can make some decent money there. So, you know, I can make some money there. So, and the other thing I found was I had this other thing, and I knew as soon as I seen the front of the cover, I picked it up. And I'm like, this is gonna be one of them. And I scan it. Lo and behold, it is. Anytime you can get these cartoons that are no longer around, or they're really, really rare cartoons that were only around for like a season or two, or a year or two, you know, these are the cartoons that people look for. This was this cartoon, and I don't know how long it was around. It's called Zoids. It's a pretty collectible tape, evidently, because there's only a few sellers online, and I don't even know if there was a seller on FBA for this. I'm thinking there wasn't. But I think there maybe was. And he was selling his for, I believe, I want to say he was selling his for around $20 or something. And I'm like, well, I don't know. Like, I don't want to really... I don't really think there was an FBA seller for it. I think I'm thinking about something else. Anyways, but I mean, I'm selling it for like $15.99, which is pretty good. And this tape was giving me trouble trying to add this to FBA. But anyway, it's a pretty cool tape that I found this time. And as soon as I picked it up and seen it, I was like, it's going to be, you know. And another tape is, something told me. I looked at it, I pulled it out, and I looked at it twice, and I put it back. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to pick it up. No, because I wasn't even going to scan it. And then something told me, you know, pick it up, scan it. So I scanned it, and I'm like, no freaking way. I'm like, there has to be a DVD for this, you know. And basically what it was Francis the Talking Mule. An old, I don't know if it's a show or a movie, but it's worth decent money. It's going for, you know, I think I'm putting it on FBA for $7.99. I don't know if there is a FBA seller for it currently. I think there was one or two, but they're selling theirs for $5.99, $6.99. And I was like, I'm just going to go over them and, you know, charge. Sorry. It's funny watching people run in the rain. It is pouring down rain, folks. Um, yeah. All right. Okay. It's kind of funny sometimes. Oh, sorry. Anyway, all right. So, yeah, so I picked that up, and the books I picked up. Let's talk about the books I picked up first, and then I'll get to the non-books. So the books I didn't really find. I was trying to really focus in on the nonfiction, but the more I kept on, I was scanning stuff. I wasn't finding anything, and one, I was having trouble. Has anybody ever had one of those days where, and I mean, this is my first time, and I'm like, this has got to be something rare or something, because I don't know why I'm having all these trouble scanning these books, and I'm not getting nothing. And what my problem was, I'm sitting there scanning stuff, and nothing is coming up, and it's coming up error half the time. And I'm just like, what the crap? It's like, I'm scanning all these books. I mean, I'm telling you, I was getting like unable to read, like multiple times. It was kind of making me angry. I was like, seriously, there's no way. So after a while, I said, screw it. And I started typing in the ISBNs on the back of the books. And, lo and behold, I was finding, all the books, and I was now starting to see the prices, and, I was starting to see, everything then, and, that's when, everything started to really just, started to click, and I just kept on doing that. But some of the finds I had was, somebody had a game collection or something that they dropped off at this place, and I know this because somebody dropped off a bunch of, SimCity things that I found, and they also had, and then I go to the book section, and there's all these game guides. So I end up getting Burnout 2, Need for Speed Underground Prima guide. Then there was, what else? What other guide did I get? I'm trying to think. I got Need for Speed, Burnout. I got another game guide, but I didn't get a Goodwill. I got off of Listia. I got Sims Medieval off of Listia, and that was pretty profitable too. These game guides, don't pass them up. They're actually worth some money. So if you see those game guides, I would pick them up. I mean, most times scan them, see what the profit are. But I mean, I'll tell you right now, you're probably going to make at least $5 off them. So it's worth your time to pick them up. They're kind of bulky. What I did was I treated them like a magazine. I stuck them in a magazine bag and just taped it up really good, put a suffocation warning on there, and send them into Amazon that way. They'll probably sell, really decently quick. I mean, there's a lot of them that only had, a few sellers on there, and, I don't think it would take long for them to sell. I think there was another one I had. Burnout Dude, Need for Speed Underground. I know they had a few, believe it or not, and I kept on hearing people on YouTube talking about how The Sims was so popular and everything, and I go in there and I see Sims 2, Prima Game Guide for, I think it was PlayStation 3 or something like that, and PC. I think it was for PC as well, and the codes would work there, I guess. And I'm sitting there scanning it, and lo and behold, it come up and said, like, I would make like $1 profit or something, and I'm like, wow. I was like, yeah, that's not worth my time. It's like, but that's a shock, and, I don't know. Like, if I go back and see it again and, on another half off at the beginning of the month, I'll probably definitely pick it up again. So, but, it just wasn't worth the time, to get it at the time, because I was just like, well, I need to get some good stuff, and, that wasn't anything good whatsoever. I did pick up that. There was some other books. There was a couple nice books. The retirement book was pretty good condition. Some book called Widows Charlot or something like that. Yeah, I got some book like that. It was worth I think it was worth like $15 or something like that online. it's something else. I will say this because I don't know if people have this though, but the Goodwill that I go to here in Shelbyville is in Tennessee has these books that they just bind in plastic, and you can't scan anything, so it's basically a gamble. But I was looking at them and I'm like, this is a bundle of cookbooks, and it says $1.99, and I mean there's probably like 7 of them in this little bound thing, and I'm like, it's probably worth the gamble. It's about a quarter a book. I mean, probably a little, probably 35, 40 or something. Maybe you probably just go say 50 cents. I mean, that's worth it. Even if you dud, if you hit one, it's worth your time. It's like, so I'm like, I don't think I can lose here. And little did I know, like when I got home and looked these up, each one of them is going for about $10. I mean, I probably can get $10 out of each one on Amazon. They're not like a very high rank. I mean, they are a high rank. That's what it is. They're not a very good rank, but it'll probably sell at some point. And I'll be the first one probably to sell it. Because my rating is so high. So yeah. So I got some good books. I found like there's some comic books mixed in there too, which is really weird. And that's one I couldn't send in this time. And Burnout 2 Guide I couldn't send in because they want me to send it in this box. And I only had a really small box. And they wanted me to put like 8 items in the box and send it. So I was like, I'll just take these 2 off, send it next time. But yeah. Anyway, I have problems like that sometimes where you just have to take off items and add them to the next shipment. Just because they won't fit. It's kind of annoying. So, yeah. But then I went to, so I was having a good day that day. I was like, and I'm sitting there counting up everything, my price. I'm like, I still have some money to spend. So I think I had a couple dollars left I could spend or whatever. And then I start going over to the non thing. First thing I do is I see the puzzles. And I know a lot of people out there, they're like, oh, well, you shouldn't count the puzzles because they're a big pain in the ass. You got to count all the pieces. And trust me, I didn't think it was going to be that bad. And yes, it was that bad when I had to actually count the pieces. I found a panda puzzle that was a 1,000-piece puzzle. And trust me, it sucked severely. But I counted them. They were all there. The puzzle pieces were in pretty good shape. There was a couple pieces that were probably kind of but it's probably okay. But I can't really tell because I think there was some like sand pictures. So I don't know if it was actually like a messed up piece or it was actually just sand. So I think it's okay though. If anything, whatever, I'll cut my losses and I'll give them their money back. But it looked like it was in pretty good shape for what I understand. All the pieces were there. I counted them all. It was going for, it was going for like $15 on Amazon. I was like, well, that's pretty good. 50 cents to $15.99. I mean, that's a $14.50. That's about, probably after fees, $10. I made $10. So that's a pretty good puzzle, turnaround, I think, for a start. Other things I found a Hoover bag. I found a filter that I have not shipped in yet because it's a really big item. I didn't know how big a box I would need to ship it out. So I'm going to have to get it kind of a bigger box this time and ship it out next time. But, it'll work. I'll get it shipped out next time probably. This next time I'll probably get another box and send it out and make sure it's in there. So, with that being said, I think I'm going to bring this video to a close, but that's basically all I found. And, the one thing I want to talk to you about is, don't ever give up on FBA. I think that if you think it's not going very well, you're not doing something right. And you need to watch more videos. You need to watch videos on YouTube. You need to watch Global Voodoo. You need to watch what they're doing. And just listen to what they say they're buying. Picking Profits was really good. Some of his older videos. Go look at some of his older videos and watch what he was buying. Some of his comments he made about books. Other things like that. There's a new guy that I started watching. I think his name is David Jacobs? No, that's not it. I don't remember. But, I'm going to start kind of, I think the tips, I did a lot of tip videos, and I do want to go back and and I haven't really uploaded all of them, so be ready for that. I do have a lot of those already recorded with my face, and I'm talking and everything in my old apartment. And, you know, I'll definitely upload those, and you guys can really get that value of, you know, having knowledge that, you know, I've acquired from other people on YouTube. And also, you know, me, just my experience in reselling. And there's actually a video on that, too, talking about, you know, I'm not a newbie. I'm a newbie to FBA, and, you know, but, you know, I've been doing this for a while now. I've been, you know, reselling and things like that for a while now. You know, I sold on eBay, you know, for a while, you know, for a decent amount of time. So I'm not new to this, you know. So, you know, I think I bring knowledge to the table, to the YWC, you know, or not the YWC, the YouTube community and the resellers. So, you know, if, you know, anybody out there, you know, if you're new, you know, just don't give up. You know, there's things out there. You're always going to find something. You know, you're just not looking in the right place. You know, try and think of, you know, things outside the box, and you know, you'll definitely, you know, think of something, because you know, I think that, you know, there's got to be, you're just not looking in the right place if you're not finding anything. And my keys fell in my pocket. If anyone heard that loud noise in the background. Anyway, so yeah, sorry for the long video. It's been a long time. I haven't uploaded a video in a long time, so I want to do this video. So definitely leave your comments down below. What you think about the podcast? I guess what you call the podcast here, whatever I'm doing. This audio show, I guess. And let me know what you think. You know, leave me comments. You know, about what you want me to talk about in the next video. You know, the haul's coming up. I'll probably do a video like that, and it'll probably be up to tomorrow. What else is there coming up that I can do? Not really sure. But, you know, be on the lookout. You know, more videos coming. You know, I am still around. I'm still doing videos. I'm still doing my selling and reselling, just trying to find, you know, different options to do things. So, yeah. So, for Brad Tragic, signing off. Hope you guys keep on getting that stuff out there. Let's resell. Yeah, I'll just end it. All right. Yeah, I know. I'm goofy. All right. Bye.